This morning we just departed Palau Bangan. It's a challenging name. Probably didn't get it right. Now it's kind of a gloomy day. We put up the sails and we are working our way to the other side of Borneo. We're going across the north. So from the South China Sea into the Sulu Sea. Into the Sulu Sea. Palau Bangan. Across here, Sulu Sea, and you can see it's lots of shallow reefs and rocks and things on the chart. Also, pirates. We were able to sail for maybe an hour today, but the winds have just been so light. So instead of motoring all day, just gonna stop at this anchorage and do some other stuff. Maybe projects or video editing. Always stuff to do. Instead of just burning fuel. We do the mainsail up because every once in a while we get some wind and then can just sail a little bit, but really we're mostly motoring today. You can see it's super flat. We made a little progress though. We were anchored here and yeah, we sailed through here. Yeah, now I think we're officially in the Sulu Sea like we were talking about earlier. Eventually we're gonna head down to Sandakan, which is, I think it's over here. And then we can use that as a base for exploring up this river here. So we had an exhaust leak in this locker. It was around that tube. Wet exhaust, this whole locker was filling up with water, like a lot of water. It's been going on for 3 or 4 weeks probably. And so just every week or so I get a bucket and drain that compartment out. It probably takes 15, maybe 10 minutes. I've done that way too many times. So I finally sealed it up with some of that Sikaflex. Sikaflex never really stuck well to our plastic windows, but it stuck good to the fiberglass. So I figured maybe I could use it for that. But yeah, it only took like 10 minutes. So it's funny. Like while avoiding the project, I ended up spending way more time emptying out that locker over and over and over when I just fixed it the first time. It would save so much time. These are all the annoying bugs that are attracted to our boat at night, and then they like stick to the ceiling, and they just gotta vacuum them all up because otherwise the ants eat them, and then we have more ants on the boat. So another dead calm day. That's all right. I think it's just gonna be another project day because I don't think we're gonna be sailing very far. Maybe if the wind picks up this afternoon, we can sail a few miles to the next island. I think I'm gonna start tackling these last 2 windows. Well, I pried off the window and cleaned off the old sealant. Annalene worked on polishing up our windows. The other windows had reacted to the plastic we had covered them when they were leaking and clouded them up. But we found with some sandpaper and polishing compound, we were able to get them pretty clear. You can actually see out of them now. You can see the top half she's working on compared to the bottom half of that window there. I got the window out and I just started. That's a tedious job getting all that stuff out. But then the wind came, so we're gonna motor out of, we're like surrounded by a reef, and it's like a narrow pass. So we're gonna motor out of there, and then I'll just start getting up sails now, and we can sail on to the next island. Probably, maybe sail for maybe 4 hours, or however long the wind holds up. So that made a huge difference in the clarity of the window compared to that one. I think if we get maybe 3,000 or 5,000 grit even sandpaper before polishing it, to be even better. We ended up with a nice amount of wind, so we could sail pretty fast, but it still wasn't so rough that we couldn't work on our project, so we just kept on working at it. It takes forever to get these window frames cleaned up. Just to get the mainsail tightened up. This guy over here, that's a fishing net line. You can see all those flags. I don't think it's floating at the surface. I'm gonna just try to go over it. Yeah. Crossed it. We actually ended up having quite good sailing conditions today. We're doing between 6 and 7 knots, and there was a lot of tacking between these reefs. It's kind of challenging. Oh, the chart plotter is so hot. You need to put a towel over that. Yeah, so just tacking our way upwind, and we'll anchor down here. Yeah, down here tonight. It got a little too windy to use this sail, so I tried to roll it up, but then the top came unfurled. It didn't roll up because it was too windy, I guess. So I just had to drop it down on deck. Yeah, but now I got the jib out and we're both sailing pretty good. Less than 1 foot seas. Probably about 7 to 8 knots of true wind, something like that. Well, here's where we anchored last night. So now the wind switched from the south, so I'm just gonna pull the anchor up and we'll set the sails up and maybe we'll find more wind over there. Just gonna start sailing again. Yesterday I got all the adhesive removed with the scraper from the frame, and I just need to sand it, and Annalene polished up the window, and I think we just need to sand the backside of the window too, where it's gonna, the sealant's gonna go. I'm thinking we're gonna be at the motoring up a river in a couple of days, so I think we'll just wait to seal it over there, because then I don't have to worry about the boat flexing under the sail. How fast is it going?
5.6, sometimes 6 knots.
This guy decided to cut in front of me and pull up fish traps. That's annoying. We just had to do a lot of tacks today, going in between these reefs. There's a lot of shallow reefs out here. They're just below the surface. Emily's making some bacon for baked potatoes. Here's a look at our track we've done. You can see we're zoom in, we're dodging these reefs, and you don't see them until you're zoomed in. There's a bunch coming up here. So that's all that's going on. We'll see how sailing tonight goes. We've seen a few fishing traps. We caught one on a propeller, but I don't think it'll be too bad. They don't seem to be floating on the surface. At least when they have long rows of them, they're at least underneath the surface. I only saw a few of those near Brunei. So we sailed through the night, and we are at Sandakan. Cool cliff face with a beach right here. And lots of fishing boats and fishing traps. There's the town. We're gonna anchor the boat here, and Annalene got a guided tour up the river because she wants to go with someone who knows more than me. All right, we're locking our dinghy up here. We were told that the outboards get stolen sometimes here, so we did that. And then we just paid the yacht club $20. And that means we get to use their pool and their dock and the restaurant, all the amenities and stuff for the month. We're also doing a little check-in with immigration, and I made stamps for all the stuff I'm filling out constantly. There's this hurricane north of us, like over the Philippines, and that's been kind of sucking the wind in, bringing the wind coming from the south. So that's made all that tacking we had to do on the way here that much worse. So today's project is going to be to fix our outhaul. That's the line that pulls the back of the mainsail, or connects the back of the mainsail to the boom, and also you're able to kind of pull it tight for different sailing conditions. Yeah, this is in pretty rough shape, and also I can't get it tight as tight as I want it. It's not rigged up correctly. I just had to kind of like try to figure it out, and I figured it out wrong when I got the boat. Like some of these lines were here, but I just don't know. Like it's weird how messed up everything was when I got the boat. Actually, every boat I've ever bought, like the sailing, the ropes and stuff connecting it were just not set up right. It's weird. I guess when you buy a boat, sometimes it's like just the previous owner was fed up with it because it didn't work right, and maybe that's why you tend to get them for cheaper sometimes. But that clutch there controls the outhaul, and it's a green line, but that actually goes to this pulley, right? And then it switches. Then it switches to a blue line, and that blue line goes further back to here, another pulley, and then it has a green line. So it's like a, I don't know, 4-to-1 or 3-to-1 or something, just so you can get the outhaul nice and tight. But then that does this jog down here. I think it should go straight back. I think that's part of the problem. And then it goes through here and up to the sail. But this part's kind of closed off, so it's kind of hard to get to. And then there's this weird like flap thing in here too. The camera's a little too big to fit. I think those like pulleys on the tracks were also, he was using those for the reefing at some point too, but now they're not used. I guess it didn't work. And these sheaves are also kind of busted, so maybe I'll 3D print some new sheaves while I'm at it. And I think what I'll do is I'll move this sheave to here, to the outhaul, because I think this was trying to go around that tight radius, not so good. And then, because this can just wrap around the pin, this is our topping lift, or actually just holds the halyard right now. So I'll start by popping these pins out. So I just 3D modeled up a sheave and put it onto the 3D printer and printed it out of solid PETG. Okay, so my new outhaul spliced up there. I think I can get it nice and tight now, tighter than I could before. I think it's gonna help with the main shape a lot, at least for the bottom of it, the sail. And I'm currently 3D printing these new reefing sheaves. Today I'm gonna test out our kayak. Our dinghy got really beaten up at the dock over there because there's like, when the river started flowing, it's like kind of a rough dock. So I think this would be nice because we can just pull it out of the water and leave it on top of the dock. It's not too far to the dock, so I think it'll be good. Looks like it's a pretty good kayak. We got it at Decathlon. So now we're going on the rainforest hike. Oh, the stairs too.
I forgot bug spray.
Uh-oh, I'm getting bit.
Dang it.
Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that. Very steep. Then after our hike in the evening, we went back to resealing that window we had started. And we do it at night because then the acrylic won't expand in the heat from the sun until it's already cured in the morning. And we just do super thick beads of our Dowsil silicone. All right, windows in, final masking. Then the next day we took a bus up to the Kinabatangan River to do some river tours. So we got bunk beds.
Here we are. That was the only thing that was available.
Nice. Then we took the riverboat to see some of the wildlife along the river. We saw a hornbill and also lots of monkeys. Tons of them. While the guide was definitely able to point out some stuff we wouldn't have seen, it did feel very crowded with all the other tour boats around and not quite as, I don't know, special as maybe when I took my boat up the remote parts of the Gambia River. We definitely would not have spotted this crocodile though without the help of the guide. The pygmy elephants were my favorite part though. It's really cool how they can just walk around underwater on the bottom and use their trunks like a snorkel. They're the smallest elephants in the world. This is supposed to be a rare bird, but it looks like an oval to me. Then we went for a night hike, and this is a sleeping bird in a ball. And this is a sloth type thing in a tree. We also saw a snake and a scorpion. After a couple of days by the river, we went back to Sandakan and we found this really nice kind of rainforest tree canopy skywalk type thing. Really cool trails, and it was up high. What are they? They're moving.
I don't know, I think they're bugs or bees. I don't know, let's see. That's not clear, but oh, they were bees.
Wow. This is the longest skywalk we've done, I think. Dang.
How big they are.
At least as big as a house.
Oh my god, I can live here.
This is the sun bear, the smallest species of bear in the world. So this is a big day. We're gonna pick up our orangutan today.
We're getting our baby.
It's gonna be sailing with us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a baby, but it's gonna be big. Now we're in the orangutan section, picking out our orangutan.
Yeah.
Let's get a big one.
The biggest one they have.
I mean, we have a whole extra cabin.
Yeah.
3 empty cabins in our boat.
You can have that whole hole if he wants to.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to share a bathroom with him then. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of the wildlife in Borneo. In the next video, we're going to finish up on the east side of Borneo and visit some of the best reefs in the world for snorkeling and diving. So I hope you'll make sure you're subscribed and tune in then. We don't have a sponsor on this video, but if you did enjoy the video and would like to help support the journey, maybe think about joining our Patreon or sending us a drink through Venmo or PayPal. We have links in the description. We really appreciate everyone who helps support the channel. Thank you. Bye.